Welcome back to Cheap Lazy Vegan. Today's video is a Q&A type video. And this is part 2 of 2 parts. Yeah, I just filmed another Q&A. Basically, part 1, which was kind of random questions. Now this video I wanted to do separately because I get tons of questions regarding this topic or this subject matter. This is probably one of the most common types of questions that I get for some reason. I don't really know why, but I get these questions very often, which I guess means that lots of people are struggling with this topic. So I'm hoping to answer it in like kind of a bundle and just say what I have to say because a lot of them are quite similar in nature. So yeah, it's basically the questions that have to do with dealing with non-vegan family and friends, how to cope when your family isn't supportive, when your friends are making fun of you, when you have to talk about veganism and you feel uncomfortable, yada 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 yada. Okay, I'll give you an example of a question here. I can't read her name. Edgarranlende polka dots. Something polka dots. Hi. So she asks, when a friend or family member attacks or questions your vegan lifestyle, how do you approach engaging them? I have been having trouble with this lately. I want to open up a discussion, but it usually ends with them insulting me and endlessly attacking me without listening to what I'm saying. See, this is the kind of stuff that like breaks my heart because why are vegans being attacked? Honestly, it's so ridiculous. Like, we should not be attacked. Vegans should not be made fun of for doing the right thing because let's face it, vegans are the ones that have enough courage to do the right thing despite the fact that 90-something% of the world is not doing it and no one else seems to give a shit about it. So it really pisses me off that vegans have to deal with this kind of social isolation almost. She says that she wants to open up a discussion, but it usually ends with them insulting her. Do not try to open up a discussion with people that are just going to insult you because in my opinion, they're not ready. They're not mentally ready. They're obviously still struggling in their own head, and trust me, they're insulting you because they feel insecure themselves about what they're doing because they know that you're stepping up and you're doing the right thing. So don't let that get you down, okay? I know you're probably fine, but don't let that get you down. I wouldn't bring it up unless they bring it up first in a respectful manner because sometimes you want to save your energy for other thing, for people that might actually listen, and eventually people will want to listen. Set a good example, show that you are obviously doing good on the vegan lifestyle, try to eat healthy so you're not ruining your health or anything like that on this lifestyle, so that you can set a good example so that when people start questioning your vegan lifestyle, you can be like, well, it's obviously working. If you are thriving and if you're happy and if you're doing well, then other people are just naturally going to want to engage with you and are going to be curious as to what you're doing. A lot of people, when they go vegan, right? And this is kind of an answer to many questions that I get regarding this topic, is a lot of people want to talk about this with everyone and bring it up in every way possible. And I get it, but I think that there's sometimes a time and a place. And in my opinion, when people are getting defensive, it's just really not the place. I don't know. I know that when you go vegan, you kind of want everyone around you to go vegan. And it's frustrating when your loved ones, your family and friends, are continuously participating in something that you are so grossly against. So it's almost like this weird conflict in your own brain. Like you want to make everyone in your life vegan because you know that they are good people. Now remember that they're probably not bad people. Yes, they might be contributing to something that's horrible, but please remember that they are probably not bad people. They're probably good people. They were just raised in a society that allowed them to behave this way for so long and that influenced them to behave in ways that they would otherwise not behave. The fact of the matter is you can't force anyone to go vegan. You can't convert every single person. It takes a lot of time for people to even understand what you're doing. It takes years sometimes for people to see that what you're doing is actually the right thing to do. And you never know. They might come around, they might not. The only thing you could do is to try to encourage them, set a good example, and try to educate rather than criticize. And yeah, and I would say if they start attacking you about your lifestyle choice, about veganism and your choice to be vegan, you can just say, like, why are you attacking me for being vegan? Is this harming you in any way? Is this, affecting you badly in any way? Because the last time I checked, my lifestyle doesn't harm anybody. I would just go with that, to be honest, because I just don't get when people attack vegans out of nowhere. And I feel like vegans get this like really bad reputation for being preachy when every single time somebody brings up that they're vegan or says that they're vegan, it's like you get bombarded with so many judgmental questions and you're like, I'm the one being preachy? I don't know about that. Let's see other questions that are similar. How do you handle negative comments from non-vegans? I just laugh or try to educate, because let's face it, right? There are only like a very few common questions that every vegan hears from non-vegans, okay? They're really not unique. These are all textbook questions, textbook responses, textbook criticisms. You just have to kind of live as a vegan for a little bit and then you already know kind of the answers to all the very common stupid questions that people will ask you. So usually I have an answer for pretty much every single one of them. I probably do. Here's my point. If you know that you're doing the right thing, which you are, okay? If you're vegan, you are doing the right thing. I can hand on heart say that you are doing the right thing. If you know that you're doing the right thing and you have confidence in that you are doing the right thing, then what all of these negative comments shouldn't bother you that much, okay? Just try not to focus on those comments because you know you're in the right. Yeah, it is frustrating that other people don't seem to understand it and that, vegans are still so misunderstood. But just have confidence in knowing that you have the truth and that's really all you need to do. How do you avoid being a preachy vegan but still standing up for what you believe in? I have a YouTube channel. Having a YouTube channel, I feel like this is the best way to, not be a preachy person. Like in real life, like I go out to eat, I don't say anything to people about veganism unless they ask me or unless the topic comes up or maybe unless I'm really drunk. I don't know. But yeah, I don't really go and preach about it or say anything about it. I try to just get people to understand that I'm vegan. That's all they need to know. I just say, oh, I'm vegan. I don't eat this and this and this. And then if they ask me, which usually they ask me why in a respectful way, then I will respond in a respectful way and say, well, I do it for ethical reasons. I don't agree with the industries, blah, 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 blah. And that might start a conversation, but most people avoid it because most people don't like being told any of that stuff because they know that I'm in the right and they don't really want to change. So most people don't ask you too many questions about the topic. But I have a YouTube channel where I promote veganism in this way. So I think that's probably the best thing to do is to do it via social media because people don't have to watch my videos, okay? So I'm not being preachy, okay? I'm just sharing my thoughts just like everybody else. How can I convince my boyfriend to at least give vegan diet a try? He's been eating meat all the time even though he knows veggies are better for him. This is another one of these convincing your family and friends. You have to kind of let it happen. You have to let them come to you almost, okay? Let them understand it because trust me, you being vegan and all, they are thinking about it. Trust me. They may not think that they're going to do it, but they are thinking about it. They're thinking, oh, she's vegan. He's vegan. I wonder why. Depending on the person, they might think more and do some research, but you can't force someone to do something that they don't want to, unfortunately. So maybe make him some good vegan food, okay? You can't force him to be vegan, but make him something delicious that's vegan. Show him some inoffensive documentaries. Start with that. These are all little seeds that you're planting into his brain. How do you reject non-vegan food without being impolite? Well, that's not being, how do I even say it? Rejecting food that you do not eat is not being impolite. Just politely say, oh, I'm really sorry, but I don't eat animal products. I'm a vegan, I follow a vegan diet, I don't eat animal products. That's all you have to say. We shouldn't have to apologize for this. I know that in our society, vegans are, for some reason, like I said, so marginalized and so ridiculed that we have to feel bad about doing the right thing. Like, why do we have to feel bad about this? So hold your head up high. I mean, I should listen to my own advice because I sometimes feel awkward too. I'm not that shy when it comes to this stuff, but sometimes I also feel awkward. But we should remember that we are in the right, so we need to hold our head up high and be polite. We don't have to be a dick about it. Okay, I'll answer one more question regarding this topic. Or maybe two more. All the Guides to Becoming Vegan says, in order to fit in more and not make much of an inconvenience for others, I should bring my own food when coming to eat with non-vegans. But what if I am not a good cook and can only do several really boring and easy dishes? It's not really cool to introduce veganism that way, but what would you do? First of all, I don't really agree with this whole all the Guides to Becoming Vegan says in order to fit in, we need to like not be an inconvenience. This depends on the situation. When I eat with my friends that are not vegan, we eat a lot of vegan food. We go out to eat vegan food, or I introduce them to vegan food, or, we have vegan potlucks, even if they aren't vegan. This shouldn't be an inconvenience because everyone can eat vegan food, whether they're vegan or not vegan, right? If they're nice people, most of the time, they'll probably accommodate a little bit for you. Of course, sometimes you can bring your own food. If you're not a good cook, I mean, there's lots of easy things that you can make that are delicious as well. I mean, I'm not a good cook, okay? You don't have to be a good cook. You just have to look up easy but delicious recipes. There's lots of easy recipes that you could make. Check my channel. One more. My throat hurts. Okay. As a shy person, I sometimes find it difficult to respond to criticism about veganism. How do you respond without becoming timid? Well, I'm not that shy, so I'm used to the criticism. I know what people are going to say. There's very few new things that I hear. It's always the same things over and over again, so I'm kind of well equipped to answer dumb questions. If you're shy, I think the best thing to do is to know your stuff. Do your research, look up all the facts about veganism. Get ready for those common questions that we get all the time. What if you were living on a deserted island and there was nothing to eat but meat? Would you eat it? That kind of stupid shit. What criticism could there be? Honestly, it's like, I am not eating animal products. I am trying my best to not harm other animals. I'm trying my best to make this environment a better place. I'm trying my best to cause as little harm as possible. So what is the criticism here? There is no logical argument against veganism. No logical, no rational, no morally sound argument against veganism. So remember that. Oh my god, I feel like I just rambled on and on and on about nothing. I hope I made sense. This video is 20 minutes long, and the other video I did was 30 minutes long. This is gonna be fun to edit. Okay, I'll leave a link in the description box for the Q&A that I did previous. It will be the previous video, probably, or maybe not. I need to do these more often, don't I? Let me know. Do you guys like these videos? Do you want me to do them more frequently? Probably should. I still have a lot of questions that I didn't answer that I probably should answer, but I have a lot of things to do and I'm running out of time, so I will answer those later. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you found it helpful or entertaining, or not entertaining. That wasn't entertaining. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! Thank you for watching.